I don't think anybody is like plotting and planning to stab Ethan Van Sciver in the back.
All right, so I'm here tonight with, or I'm here this afternoon with my buddy Doug Ernst. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's a writer, reporter, and he's a friend, but he's mad at me right now. And a lot of people in Comicsgate are mad at me today. Timothy Lim got to me in private and said, "This is what I think it's about." And then also Umbrella Guy seemed to work out some stuff because he's a detective and a reporter. And he, through his sheer, I mean, think about this, Doug, through his sheer reporting skills, and he has good reporting skills, he was able to pull together exactly a narrative that made some kind of sense about why everyone on Comicsgate, is mad at me today. Now, you have a completely different perspective.
That is true.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, one, I'm not mad at you in the sense that like I have some sort of like burning rage against you or anything like that, but I do have issues with specific actions. So I'm moving right now. So if you could see, people could see, like I moved from Jersey to Reno, and today I had the movers come in and all this kind of stuff. So I've been like out of it. Plus all these DMs are rolling from tonight's live stream. So it's kind of been like insane the past 48 hours with all the stuff that's going on. But somebody, they sent me a text and they're like, "Doug, Ethan is talking about you, and he's saying that you were impatient over a book deal."
Now, hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. That just happened a few minutes ago.
Right.
Now, what? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. So I got this and I was like, what? He's talking about the book deal? Why is that being made public? Like, I've never even talked about that publicly with anybody. And I was like, so one, I was like, why is he doing that now, hours before the live stream? And two, why is he saying that it was like solely related to me being impatient about it, when from my perspective, at least, I believe that I was completely tactful and professional in all of my private exchanges with you and not impatient. In fact, the text actually showed an incredible amount of flexibility. So then when I hear someone saying Ethan is calling you impatient and you're just mad at him for essentially no reason, I'm like, no, I'm not. In fact, if I were mad, I would have made it public months ago. And the only reason why I made it public today is because I heard about it on the live stream that you were doing.
And the only issue that I think we have ever had, you and I, and we have been good friends for 2 years, I think, is this one thing with the book. And this situation with the book kind of took me by surprise too, because in general, I have, here's what happened. Here's what happened from my perspective. You tell me where I'm wrong about this, just so we can fill in the audience. So you told me at one point, you said, "Hey, I'm doing a book. I think it's zombie related." And I said, "I like to draw zombies." And you said, "What do you think about illustrating it?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm under contract with DC Comics right now, but yeah, I would like to illustrate your book," because I didn't tell you this at the time because it was still kind of being negotiated. But my contract with DC is going to come to an end. But I was interested. I was interested in doing a zombie book. I like you. I would like to work with you. This was this last year? When was this? What year was this? This was this year, wasn't it?
This was February. Well, it goes back to late. That actually ties into this. And so it was a process that happened over months of DMs in, we'll just say, late summer of 2017, going into Christmas, and then
January is when I got the script. I got the screenplay from you in January. Correct?
Yeah, it was late December, January.
That's right.
That's what. So basically, you said, I'm interested in this, but I would want to be full partners, and I would get 50% of the profits. And I said, gotcha, no problem.
Right, absolutely. these things take a long time to kind of happen. I had the book in January, and in February you fired me off the book. Correct or incorrect?
Well, that's the thing. Is it depends. If you're under contract in DC, it's like a gentleman's agreement, and so in terms of us meeting and talking about stuff, my main thing was that you went radio silence on me, and to me,
For
when
how long?
someone when
For how
somebody
long?
well, that's the thing. It was. I don't know how much do you want me to talk about. I don't know how much you want me to say publicly here. I don't. My issue with you was always that every time it came to specifics, there would be this mysterious radio silence, and I was like, "What's going on?" And if you remember, there was actually a Twitter exchange where I was like, "I don't know what's going on, man. This is weird. Like, I wish you would have just told me that, like, I can't do it. I'm busy or whatever. I feel like a fool. I have to tell my brothers that it's not happening." And you're like, "No, dude, I'll do it, and it's gonna be good. Let's do this." And that's when you had responded to the first email and be like, "Okay, I will look at this over lunch or whatever the heck." And then there was like 3 essentially emails like days apart, and you could see where I was like basically saying like, "Hey, let me know if you're busy. I don't care. I just need something from you." And the last email was like, I want to say like February 8th. I forgot what it was, where I was like, I don't know, I can't deal with this. Like, I need incremental progress towards something, or at least need to know something, not be left in the dark. And I just felt like it was a situation where I was like, okay, well, I don't know if this guy is stringing me along. I don't know what's going, I don't know. And I just don't like not knowing. If you would say like, listen, I'm under contract to DC, come back at me in August and then we'll talk. I could work with that. That's being transparent and clear. But saying, hey, we're partners, 50-50, okay. And then if I send a professional inquiry and 8 days goes by and I hear absolutely nothing and can't get in contact with you, then I'm like, that's unacceptable to me. In my profession, you can't get away with that. you even if you just said, listen, I'm swamped, dude. I will get back to you next week. Like one sentence, that would be enough. Mm-hmm. But 8 days is like, this is not going to work. And I even said in my email, like, dude, I love you to death. No hard feelings. I will plug your work. I will even, once I get to Reno and my wife is done with her residency, I'll probably be or donate to Patreon for you. I'll do whatever. But some people could be great friends, but not roommates. Some people could be great friends, but not business partners. And my message was just essentially like, yeah, man, maybe we're just meant to be like Comicsgate, like that will get into tonight and networking and stuff like that on friendly terms. But just I could see friction in our person. Like we work different ways, and I could see that going into the future, and was like, I don't want it to come to that, because knowing my personality, I can't have 8 days of radio silence between emails with a business partner. I just can't.
Okay, well, we work in two different worlds. I mean, as I said in my chat before, I mean, I was illustrating Jordan Peterson's book. I agreed to do it in June, and I started drawing it in September or October. Finished it in March. It took a long time, and there was radio silence from him to me and me to him all the time. That's just kind of the way it is. I'll get a message, I'll get back to him as soon as I can. I've usually got a million things going on at once, and projects kind of have to slide in. I do understand you being worried about 8 days of radio silence. It's just one of those things, Doug. You work in in the newspaper business. It's a lot more fast-paced.
Right. So yeah, and that's my thing is, like even in my last email, I basically was saying, I literally said, no hard feelings. I will support you on pay. Like I'm literally saying, I'm going to give you money. I'm going to talk about your future projects. So I was trying to let you know, like, dude, I don't have anything against you, but I just don't think that our personalities mesh in terms of our expectations for the ultimate goal. And so that. To me, it was just like, yeah, that's no big deal. So my thing today, rewinding a little bit, when I saw you say like, I will throw shade at you ladies unless you talk to me man to man, or whatever the heck it was, the exact wording, I was like,
I wasn't talking about you, by the way. I was talking about Captain Cummings. But you were the only one that answered. So how does that make you feel?
I answered because I felt as if it was an umbrella kind of insult at all of the people that will be engaging, who have issues with some of the Comicsgate stuff tonight. It's like, if you're calling me a lady and insinuating that I don't talk to you man to man, like when I know, it's like my hands are tied behind my back because I know that I've interacted with you through DMs for a long time and I've always been direct and forthright with you. And so it's like you're saying something where it's like he knows the truth. He knows that I'm forthright with him. I'm even willing to discuss man to man with you right now. So why is he like telling
Now you
me?
are, Doug. Because why? Because I wake up to an insurrection with Comicsgate and I don't know what's going on and nobody will talk to me, but everyone's angry and everyone's saying ridiculous things. My wife's up there upset, looking at, so she follows the Twitter. She says, "What's going on with your friends? Why are your friends all stabbing you in the back?" How do I know? If I knew, I'd be stabbed in the front. So, that is what I'm talking about when I say you ladies come to me man to man.
My question for you is after my final email to you where you said I fired you, if we were friends, why since February 8th or 10th, why would you not come to me and ask me like, yo, Doug, is there some sort of, are wires crossed? Like, why has there been radio silence? You have literally never responded to that email. I take that as like, wow, I sent an email to this guy that would, if we were friends, he would clearly try and set things straight, but you didn't. So how am I supposed to interpret that? Can you understand how I would interpret that as like, wow, this guy's really doesn't care about me if he's going to just not respond to that email?
Well, I do care about you, Doug. I'm sorry for not responding to that email. I do care about you. I apologize. I think I saw that email and went, all right, great. Fantastic. Not thrilled about that email.
And so from my point of view, with your non-response to that email, even if it was an angry response like, Doug, what, I don't even know. I was like, this email will elicit some sort of response from him that will give me a clear idea of where he stands, what's going on in his head, because I really don't know. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not, I guess I'm dead to this guy or something. And like, so that's how I interpreted that. And so in terms of Comicsgate stuff, it's one of those things, we'll talk about it tonight. So anyone who's tuning in right now, like, yeah, tune in tonight, we'll hash it out. But like, yes, it was just one of those things where it's like, I don't even know how to approach this guy after this.
The chat is thrilled that I apologize to you.
So here's the thing. I don't hold any grudges against you. And even in that email, I said, no hard feelings. And if you apologize, I accept your apology. And that's actually one of the things with DNC that I kind of sometimes don't agree with. Like, if I do something wrong to you and you point it out and it's like, Doug, that wasn't cool. And I could see that I did something wrong, I'm gonna say sorry. Like, that's just, to me, I don't know. But so yeah, I really honestly, truly do not hold hard feelings against that, because I know that you are an all-star artist and you will do your work, and I'm confident in my writing, and I know that I will go on and do things. And so it's like one of these things where that book to me has nothing really to do with
this.
With the
it doesn't
comics.
have anything.
Yeah.
What's going on with Comicsgate, Doug?
Well, that's where I don't know if other people would get mad. I don't know if I should really talk about it before tonight.
No, talk about it. Talk about it tonight. Let's work it out tonight. Right now. What's going on? What am I missing?
I haven't, like I said, it's been nuts at my new place today. We went out for lunch, but I really haven't had a chance to see what's going on. I guess I would say to anyone who's listening or whatever, I actually think this is a good thing that we're actually able to have these conversations. I give you all the credit in the world for actually hosting this live stream tonight. What we're able to do that SJWs can't do is, even when we get angry at each other, we're able to speak and hash things out. A lot of times, guys, like, I think about my time in the military, and I'm sure DNC could confirm this as well. Guys will come to blows. They'll literally come to blows and fight. And then like the next day they're like having a beer together, because I don't know. That's just how guys kind of are to me or whatever. So I understand that people are emotional and they're heated right now. But I think actually the live stream will clear the air, and then we could actually move forward as long as we come to some sort of agreement about we figure out where everybody stands.
I would love to know what Captain Cummings' problem is. Anybody who watches my show.
I hope he comes on I hope he changes his mind. I hope he comes on and talks to you about it. But I'm just telling you, I think it's a bad move to view yourself as Julius Caesar as opposed to people
then
who have
stop putting knives in my back. Stop announcing that I have a lot of reach and a lot of power. Stop putting knives in my back, and then stop telling me that I have an ego problem. And then I'll stop talking about me being Julius Caesar.
We might just have to agree to disagree, because what you call a knife, other people are calling legitimate disagreements that they have. It's not necessarily a knife, and so it's a matter of you just being able to listen to what they're saying and try and see where they're coming from. I see where you're coming from. I could see why you would feel attacked. I totally understand that. But it's one thing to feel attacked, and then another to step back and look at things objectively and saying like, okay, maybe there just might be a reason why, a legitimate reason why people are upset.
I'm asking for it. I'm asking for the legitimate reason. I'm not hearing it. I heard one reason, and I said, yeah, I agree. I opened my mouth about the Space Force book. I shouldn't have done that. Everyone else, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to know. I'm waiting to hear from all of you guys.
They will tell you tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'm sure. I'm sure that they will say it. And at that point in time, if you think that they're full of it, you could always just say like, I think you're full of it. But I don't think anybody is like plotting and planning to stab Ethan Van Sciver in the back. I don't think it's like that at all. I want to just make sure people know that I'm not waking up in the morning and just like raging at you. I don't have that. I do, as we talked about, there are sometimes miscommunications or sometimes disagree on certain Comicsgate related things, but I hope my demeanor has showed that I'm not, there's not steam coming out my ears. It's really, I just have disagreements with things, and they might be sharp disagreements, but it's not anything that would ever have me say like, I will never talk to Ethan Van Sciver again. It's not like that at all. And I think if everyone comports themselves like we have in this discussion tonight, I really think that I'm optimistic. I would like to be optimistic about what happens at the end of tonight's live stream.